Namaste. Hello. Welcome back to the Sprinkles of Spirit podcast. I am actually on YouTube too. So hello, hello. Thank you, those of you joining in that space. So let's begin. I'm joining you here in the morning, wherever you are joining in from. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so happy that you're here with me. This is a space I created for us to connect, to share, to be inspired along our path, our journey of personal growth, of faith, of self-love, to be inspired and empowered on our journeys together. So to begin, let's take a breath together. One cycle of breath. Those of you watching, you can see I have my little tinctures here. So even if you're driving, you can do this. You're just not closing your eyes. But otherwise, just close your eyes here for one moment. Exhale everything out, letting go of your day so far, of your morning or your evening. Let go of your to-do list and let's get fully in this present moment together. Take a deep inhale through your nose, breathing in, feeling your belly, your ribs, chest, and shoulders. And an easy exhale out of your mouth. Enjoy a moment of stillness here with yourself. Just so grateful you're here. And then slowly open your eyes. Thank you for that. So I think this week, for those of you, if you follow me on Instagram, Lisayogaangel, I shared a little bit about this, and I've just was inspired to talk about one of the energy centers. As a yoga teacher, we study all 7 main energy centers. And I've been dealing a lot with diving back into my healing practices with the throat chakra, Vishuddha chakra. I've had this sinus thing going on this year, losing the voice on and off. And I really feel on a collective level, this is what I'm feeling, on a collective level with light workers, if you are a leader, if you are a teacher, holistic practitioners, again, leadership, you're meant to use your voice. I feel like there's this reset frequency happening, connecting with your higher self and shifting the way you show up and what you're meant to share. I just feel like this elevation is happening. This is what I feel on the deep soul level, But I wanted to talk about this energy center because those of us, on the path of personal growth, I mean, what an important energy center to work with, the Vishuddha chakra, and it's our energy center, of course, of speaking our truth, of expressing ourselves with clarity and with confidence. And my yoga journey, I dove deep into that because my voice is my story. Finding my voice is my story. I was a young child, shy, extreme shyness, wouldn't talk, anxiety, autoimmune issues began. I grew into a young adult and I was always on the path of personal growth and of spirituality, always reading and seeking and learning about the body. And it was along my yoga journey that I learned about the chakras, and it was it opened me up in so many ways. I had so many aha things learning about this energy center that develops between the ages of 7 and 12. I just wanted to talk about it because this is how we express ourselves in this world. This is what differentiates us from the animal kingdom. And we are meant, you and I are meant to use our voice. And I believe as teachers, as guides, as light workers, we're meant to elevate the collective consciousness of the world. And we do that with our voice. And maybe, grab your journal. Maybe there's something you'll learn today that you never knew about this energy center that you will be guided to begin working on, and I'll share with you some of the fun practices that I do all the time to work on my throat chakra. And listen, let me be living, breathing proof. I am speaking to you on a podcast, right? Went from a young child who never used her voice, who took the 0 from the teacher because she wouldn't get up in front of the class to do the assignment and do your book report, to, yes, being a yoga guide and offering and sharing this practice that has helped me enormously and offering it to others. So let me be living, breathing proof that these practices do work. So the throat chakra, Vishuddha, connected with the element of sound, right? Vibration, frequency, the color blue. And it is how we express ourselves within our relationships. It is how we express our needs with others, our truth. And we can be either deficient or excessive in this area. I was extremely deficient. I was on the lower end, extreme shyness, inability, just fear of being seen, of being heard, of speaking in front of a group, fear of sharing your truth, fear of expressing your truth with confidence, a lack of confidence, a lack of self-worthiness, a lack of self-love. This is a deficient throat chakra, the inability to use your voice in this world. Okay. On the other end, we have, if you're excessive, this is someone who talks an awful lot. Okay. They won't stop talking. They want to overpower the conversation. They want to, what I call Johnny one up ya, they don't want to engage in a conversation. They want to win the conversation. This is excessive. This is someone who's loud, aggressive. This is someone who is trying to convince everybody that they are right, someone really rooted in their ego mind, this is excessive. This is an excessive chakra, throat energy. And, a great book, I often dive back into this, and this is why I love being on YouTube, so you can see all my fun things now. This book, Eastern Body, Western Mind, Psychology, and the Chakra System as a Path to the Self, is amazing. Highly recommend this. So yeah, excess is too much talking, defensiveness, and the inability to listen, a poor listener. And another main one I always like to share is gossips. I always say someone who gossips to you will probably be a gossip of you. So those are some of the excessive, signs of an excessive throat chakra. Now, I also want to say when we have issues with expressing our truth in life or speaking out loud our needs, it can also be connected to traumatic experiences. And so I don't take this lightly. This can be deep, deep work that you do. So I do highly recommend working with a therapist, working with a coach. Pay attention, have a reverence for this energy center and possibly understanding that you may be diving deep into some painful experiences that maybe you went into that are ready to come to the surface, to be acknowledged, to be looked at, to be integrated, and to be healed. So this can be deep, deep work, and I don't take it lightly. So I do encourage working with someone, because this would be someone who grew up in a home possibly of trauma, of possibly neglect, of abuse, of someone criticizing them over and over. This affects your ability to express yourself. The Vishuddha chakra will close down. So this is very connected to what I'm passionate about, to self-love and worthiness, knowing your right to be here and your right to express your truth with clarity. Very connected to our self-love path. So this is important knowledge for you to have today. So some fun things. Let me tell you the one thing, the practice that I go back to and that I worked on that really helped me step onto the mat as a guide and teach my first class, 15 years ago, was using mala beads, which called mala beads. I don't have them with me right now, but hold them with reverence. It is 108 beads, okay? You sit, prepare the body, it's great to do after your yoga practice. Prepare the body for meditation. Hold one bead at a time, and you speak what's called, your bija, a seed sound. And the seed sound for the throat chakra is hum, H-A-M, okay? There's a bija sound for each energy center, and I worked with this hum, hum, hum. It's opening your throat chakra, opening up the mouth, opening up the vocal cords. 108 times, saying it over and over and over. And then I was also given a personal mantra, that I worked with for a very long time. So a few empowering mantras that you can say is, I hear and speak the truth. I hear and speak the truth. I express myself with clear intent. I express myself with clear intent. My voice is needed. My voice is needed. So something that speaks to your heart, something that empowering, over and over, speaking out loud is the most powerful thing, because the frequency goes out of the mouth into the ether, and then back into the body through our ears, into every cell of the body, which brings me to the next practice of frequency, of sound. So paying attention, yes, to what you listen to on a daily basis. What is surrounding you, right? What is the element of sound surrounding you? Do you hang out with a bunch of people who are gossips, who are talking about things that aren't very nice, who aren't kind, right? Who criticize and judge? This is lower frequency, and this is affecting your energetic field. This is affecting the throat chakra. Pay attention to the sound element in your life throughout your day. What are you listening to? The music in your car in the morning, right? The meditations you're listening to. The podcasts you decide to click play and listen to, what are you taking in? Right? This is cellular work. This is frequency and sound element affects our ability, the throat chakra, the ability to open up and speak. So another one on obviously is taking every opportunity to use your voice. Raise your hand at work, express your ideas, give your opinion of what's going on. Have a conversation with your coworker, with your friend. Get on the phone and call that person you haven't spoken to in a while. Use your voice. Express to your partner your needs, right? Express to your children, right? The lessons you want them to learn. Say it out loud. And this brings me to another important point I wanted to share this week, and that is the connection to your prayer practice. And there is so much power, and I have experienced this. There's so much power speaking your prayer out loud or talking to God, the Holy Spirit, your creator, the universe. The label doesn't matter. The all-encompassing energy of love that is embracing you 24 hours a day. Speaking out loud is so powerful. And when I say this, I have like chills. Say it out loud. Ask out loud. Communicate. Build this relationship, right, with your angelic team, with your spirit team out loud. Say it out loud. I cannot begin to tell you the power of this. Praying out loud and asking out loud, it's almost like the divine guidance, like magically, I swear, comes into alignment. The right person shows up. The opportunity opens up. The next beginning, the page turns, okay? The connection happens. The alignment happens. So much power in praying and asking out loud when we're doing our manifestation work. Out loud. Out loud. I challenge you to try it this week. Pray out loud. Talk to your angelic team out loud, just like you're talking to your friend, okay? You have a divine team to call on. You can use your voice. They want to hear you. It's frequency. So give that a try, and I do that, and it is powerful. I have had answers literally show up almost immediately when I am literally talking to God out loud. So another one of my favorite ones, and I don't really share this too much, is singing. I love to sing in my car. I sing out loud in my car all the time. Sing your favorite song, dance in your kitchen, put on music that makes you just want to sing along to it. You know, this week, try it. Sing with your kids, sing with your family, put on a video maybe on TV and sing out loud. Join a choir at church or join a singing group or begin to work with chanting mantra if you've never tried it. Out loud using your voice as often as you can. And singing is so fun, right? And no one's listening. You know, don't worry if you're not in tune. It doesn't matter. It's the practice of frequency, of out loud. So then you wouldn't think this works, but having a journal practice, a journal or what's called automatic writing is so powerful. And the reason journaling works is because sometimes before we have the ability to use our voice, to speak with confidence, to ask for our needs to be met is because we simply don't have the clarity yet. We need clarity. We need to get to the truth first before we can share it, right? We need to know, what do I need in this situation? What do I need in this relationship? What do I need in this next job? We need to know our own answers. We need to know the deep desires of our heart first. So having those practices that bring you clarity are powerful, meaningful, and very needed. And journaling is awesome. It's a mind, body, spirit practice. I've done it for years. Highly recommend having your journal, or when I say automatic writing, just write. You know, what am I feeling today? What do I feel about this situation? What are my fears surrounding this situation? What are my fears around using my voice, expressing my truth? And I know many of you here, we're sensitive beings. We're light workers. You're meant to be seen. You're meant to be heard. And this is about elevating your work in the world and what you're creating in the world. We have to have these practices. We have to actually engage in them. We can all talk about it. We can all look at it on social media and see all these beautiful things, but are we doing it? You know, are we doing it? Are you using your voice? Are you having your journal practice? Something to think about this week. Writing a letter. Write a letter to your future self. write a letter to your highest, the highest manifestation of you, right? What is she doing? What is she wearing? What is she saying? And to whom, right? Let yourself have these practices of stillness, of meditation, of writing, of journaling, of praying out loud, right? These all work to open up our throat chakras. I don't know, I'm just guided to talk about this week because I really do feel, like I said in the beginning, this reset happening on a collective level. There's a need for us to elevate the level of what we're sharing, of where we're guiding others, and it's helping to raise the collective consciousness frequency and bring others back to the love and bring others back to self-love and to faith. We're not doing this journey alone, but I think we need to be reminded of it. And if you're here with me, you're hearing the call, you know the call, and you're meant to be here. And you're meant to speak and share your truth. Very needed. And it's time. It's time. It's in the planets. Listen, we've got, what is happening today? We've got the moon in Virgo today. You know, we had our new moon wishes we made a week ago. It's about really taking these actions, you know, to move us into the higher expression of ourselves so we can bring to fruition the deepest desires of our heart and be our highest holy self and elevate the people, the frequency, the energetic field around you. When you do that, you're helping everyone in your life. And it's like this ripple effect, you know, you can't help but feel good. You can't help but help others feel good. But it starts here. We've got to speak our truth out loud, you know, with love, with kindness, with compassion. So if you've never thought about, how do I use this energy center in my life? How am I even using my voice? Where am I using my voice? When am I using it and why? So those are some great journal prompts. So yeah, highly recommend. And you know what? Yes, it's can be as fun as wear the color blue. Wear the color blue. I always have my crystals, right? I have my blue kyanite here. This is all energy, you know, it's all working with the energy, you know, wear the color blue. Paint a wall blue, you know, bring the elements of blue into your environment, you know, to help you begin to work with this energy. That's kind of a fun way. Gaze up at the blue sky, right? All these things. So yeah, let's speak and be seen and be heard, you know, with love. So I have been working with, if you haven't joined me on Insight Timer Live, all the links will be in the show notes, but I do like to, you know, whether you're listening to this today or in the future, throughout all spans and direction of time, I like to pick an angel card. This is an empowering message, and it's an empath empowerment deck. And so I'm going to just pick a message for us today, for this week, or for whenever you are listening or watching this here with me. This is for you. So let's see. And again, it's the intention in your heart. I believe in signs. I believe in receiving messages, and we can all feel better, you know, when you hear something empowering. So let's see what's going on this week. There we go. Okay. All right. This is the message. This is the card we got. So it says, forgive yourself. Don't become hostage to the past by berating yourself for your choices. Make amends Forgive your own shortcomings and keep moving toward a beautiful future. Oh my gosh. And look at the yoga asana. The person is in Baddha Konasana, folded forward. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, you guys. Like, those of you watching, I'm holding up this card to the screen so you can take a screenshot. This is self-love. This is healing, and this is shadow work. Like, there's dark colors in the card. And I really feel like just what I spoke about today, using your voice, it's all is connected to knowing you are worthy. And there is nothing you have done or gone through that can ever remove or take away your inherent worthiness to be heard, to be seen, and to be valued. And this is paying attention to where you are dwelling, my friend. Your inner voice, full body chills. What is your inner self, your inner voice that no one hears but you, repeating on a daily basis? Yeah. Are you criticizing yourself for the choices you've made? Are you berating yourself? This is self-forgiveness, and this is self-worth. So we have some work to do there. We are our own worst critics, aren't we? I mean, listen, all the things that I've done, sharing my voice, talking to a microphone, throwing this up on YouTube, it's all things that used to scare me, but I have done I've done the work, and the fear does pop up, but let me be living, breathing proof that these practices are powerful. Working with your mentor, your coach, diving into these practices, actually committing to engaging in them on a regular basis works. And it really is about embodying self-love and knowing your inherent worthiness to live a life of joy, to live a life of living out your dreams and the deepest desires of your heart, your dreams, your goals, your wishes. You are meant to be here to express them, to live them, to be joyful. So this message is loud. Let's pay attention to our inner voice this week. Oof. Yeah. Baddha Konasana, get on your mat. Get into this asana. Keep moving towards a beautiful future. Let go of the past. This is the present moment. So staying in the here and now. Here and now is where your power lies. And in the here and now is where you are meant to serve. So I am going to end on that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I thank you always. So please be sure to check out all the links in the show notes. Join me for these lives. I do full and new moon lives on Insight Timer. We meditate. We talk about the energy. Yes, I get into the astrology. It's so fun. We have a pick a card reading. We develop our intuition together. So those are so fun. I'd love to meet you there. And of course, always for daily inspiration, join me on the gram, Instagram, Lisayogaangel. And until then, I will meet you right back here. Create a beautiful day. Namaste.